to order. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
There are enough of us, there are 4 of us here.
Yeah.
So that's sufficient for a quorum. So I'll call the meeting to order at 6:39 while we've got all of us at least present before more technology.
Yeah, let's do it. We
And
need-
Karen, I'm going to appoint you a voting member for this evening.
Okay,
Okay,
All right, so the first order of business is the public hearing for McClellan 582 Route 169 for Well House. Can you read the legal notice?
I'll read the legal notice. Legal notice, Woodstock Historic District Commission, public hearing, August 25 at 6:30 PM for the McClellans, 582 Route 169, the Well House.
And the way this proceeds is that the public hearing is now called to, excuse me, called to order. Jean, you'll go ahead and present your application. We'll ask questions. Then the next, and have a discussion. Any members of the public can comment. Then there will be replies, further questions. And then if we have all the information we need, we will close the public hearing and then make a deliberation.
Okay.
And so for the purposes of our meeting, then at least at the beginnings, we should identify ourselves. So I am Gail Usher and I'm Chair of the Historic District Commission. And Jean, go ahead and present your proposal.
okay. Jean McClellan, 582 Route 169. We came before the commission a month ago informally to talk about the dilemma we have with our well house and well house entry. It's only the entry that is visible from a roadway at all. And that's the problematic piece. We have been told by La Framboise well folks that the well house itself, which is an underground chamber, is hazardous at this point. It came to our attention this spring that there were some crevices developing around the well house, as I mentioned last month, and as I've documented in photographs to you, and that caught my attention with 2 young grandsons prowling around on occasion. And I became worried, and the recommendation of La Framboise is that we simply do in the well house structure itself, fill in that land and re-landscape. Now, what that does, if we do that, is leaves the entry, of which you see a slice of one wall and a roof line at a distance of about 100+ feet from Old Hall Road in the wintertime. But it is visible in my definition from a roadway still, even though it's marginally visible. And that would leave it sort of as a 3-sided, somewhat decrepit structure. We have kept it roofed and painted, but the structure itself is struggling, especially because it's next to the well house, which is tumbling. Oh, and it backs up the side of the well house entrance that abuts the well house proper, is a stone wall, and that is beginning to tumble down. There are 2 top stones, that one of which has fallen to the ground. So we've got a bit of a mess there. I suppose somewhat, since I love these old buildings, I was somewhat relieved when I actually opened up the door and realized that the well house entrance is made of 2x4s that are nailed together. It is not an old timber frame structure. So that made me feel a little better in the request that we simply, given the circumstances and the safety concerns, remove the well house entrance. I hate to do that. But
I know.
that's my request to the commission.
Thank you, Jean. Do you want any of the photographs you sent put up at all?
Have people had a chance to see the photographs and
We-
see the little map I drew?
We saw them last time
Right.
at your presentation, at your informal presentation last time.
Well, you saw most of them. I don't think you saw all of them. I added one, a couple of a couple of location shots that would give you a sense of what you have at the eastern end of the building, which is the side closest to Route 169, but not visible from Route 169. It's about 2 feet tall, I would say. The other side to the eave is probably more like 6 feet tall. It's minimal for a stairwell. But that's the side that's really visible and only visible from our barnyard.
So the only section, let's see if I can pull this up.
And I took interior shots to show the 2x4s, the nailed 2x4s.
Right. So I'm looking, I'm going to share this one. This is the one this is the angle. Can everybody see this one?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The angle, this is what's visible then
Oh, yeah.
from the road.
Is that from
No,
Whitehall?
actually, this is closer up. This is taken this is taken from what we call the bullpen, which is sort of a courtyard behind the L on our barn. So it's a close-up shot. There's another that you see from the
I've got
side
it.
of Old Hall Road.
Let me get that.
But I wanted people to be able to see what it would look like at a greater distance in the wintertime.
Yep, let me get that up.
Gail, I appreciate your technological savvy here.
Up.
There it is.
So this is what you see from Old Hall Road now.
They're barely visible. I
You
mean,
can barely see it.
I actually don't see it.
And unless you know it's there,
Yeah.
you don't know it's there.
Right.
I will say that it has never been included, to my knowledge, and I looked back up, there's no mention of it, no note of it anywhere in the historic district inventory of features. It's never been considered a contributing feature to the
No.
district. It's
Oh.
an amorphous, it's just it was an, I believe, it's easy to say it was an overlooked barn building.
Yeah.
That existed.
Yeah.
on
They
the landscape.
included, the National Register included our barn as a contributing structure, but not this and not the other farther back outbuildings.
Mhm. Although any building that goes up at any time within the district contributes, larger building that has visibility contributes, is a contributing structure. And certainly everything in general contributes to what makes the Hill District unique. However, even a 20th century building, it shows the change over time. However, this one, I don't think anybody knew existed except you, Jean.
And I love these old buildings. And I wanted to come to the commission because as you say, you really don't see it. But in the wintertime, yes, you can see a bit. And I want to honor the district.
We
by applying.
we appreciate really first and foremost, the fact that, that you're following rules and regulations, you're honoring the district and you're coming before us for this. We really appreciate the fact that even on this, that you would honor the letter of intent of the district by coming before us. So commission members, questions?
I went by Old Hall to try to see it. And honestly, I had to really search if I was looking for it right now. I can certainly understand Jean's dilemma, but at this point, I don't think it's not worth saving. She needs to do what's safe.
Commenting on that, Karen, safety is one of the priorities of the district, and that's
Right.
always, it's always a consideration as we do our deliberations, and that's
That's right.
yeah, plays an important part in it.
So this is Earl. I'm given the limited visibility and the safety issues. I see no reason to object.
Concur with Errol and the group.
I also,
So I'll comment, Jean, knowing your due diligence, that and how much you love, especially these little buildings. If we do approve it, it would be really great if you would document all the aspects of it, thoroughly document it. And it's something that will add to the historic district, information about a building that one of the little utility buildings that was part of the landscape.
Question, do you see much more documentation beyond the photographs and the little map I've been able to make?
Not really dimensions. If you could do a sketch, just the outline of it with dimensions, and then a little bit of just of what the materials are.
Okay, I
That
think I may have included some of that in the application, but
It-
I
it
will
is-
be sure.
Yeah.
Materials. Okay,
yes, yeah, we do have that in the application, and we've got the additional photographs you sent, which probably would be sufficient. But again, as I said, knowing your due diligence, you might go out there and looking at it with the perspective that if we approve it, looking at it from the perspective of it won't be seen again.
Yeah.
How is it, that if you were researching it, a small utility buildings in Woodstock, what would you want to know about it? Then there might be one or two extra shots or one or two pieces of information that might be, added to what you've already done.
the piece of information I probably should add is to go down in the hole itself and take a photo, but I'm not going to do that unless I'm in good company. It's spooky.
Yes, and that's fine. I mean, and we don't know, you're fine. And perhaps while as it's being taken apart and the well itself is being caved in, that's a piece to document. Commission members, are there any further questions while we're in public mode for Jean?
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
Then I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Good. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. So if there's no further discussion on the matter, I'll take a motion on Jean's application.
I'll move to approve as presented.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Negative.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Abstaining, then motion's carried. So we thank
Thank
you
you.
for doing your due diligence with this and cherishing this little obscure little part of Woodstock's history.
Thank you. Thank you all for hearing me out.
Thank you,
And,
Jean.
Good night,
Appreciate
Jean.
Good night.
Good night.
So Jean, I'm going to, I'll fill out the form and get you, drop a copy off on your porch in the next few days. It might even be early,
Good.
or say Tuesday's my usual day on the Hill, but so somewhere between now and Tuesday. And also as an aside, there will be an additional folder there of some historic properties material that Lynn dropped off for me. Lynn Smith.
Oh, I'm not part of historic properties anymore.
Okay.
It-
I will-
You begin
Yes,
getting it to historic properties?
no, I'll get it. I'll drop it off with Jean Heitert,
Kristen
right?
Hyper.
Kristen Heitert, yeah.
Kristen.
I'll drop it off with
Mhm.
her. All right, thanks, Jean.
Thank you all. Good
I know.
night.
Good night, Jean.
Good night.
Good
If
night.
I can figure this out.
Harold is here. Okay, hi, Harold.
Harold's here.
Good evening. I had a hard time getting on, pressing the wrong buttons.
You all did tonight.
We got a lovely view of your home screen and a really wild looking car.
Yeah,
Next up is review of minutes. Did everybody have a chance to review the July
June.
minutes?
June and July.
June and July minutes?
Right.
All right, take a motion first on approval of the June minutes.
Move.
All right, is there a second?
Dan,
Yep, Stan, a motion from Stan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, then discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, abstained? No. All right, July minutes. If ready, I will take a motion to approve the July minutes.
I so moved.
Karen, okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Stan. Any discussion? All in
Negative.
favor?
Aye.
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 Abstaining? Nope. Then both months of the minutes have been approved.
Okay.
I had no correspondence. Public comments. Diane, are you here for public comment?
Had a concern about and I spoke to one of your members about it, and I thought it was going to be addressed.
What is it, the concern?
Diane,
Yes.
are you talking about the fence at the Grange Hall?
That's correct.
Yeah, hasn't been brought up yet. That's going to be part of a new business discussion. So you can either provide, if you'd like to provide comment to it now, you can, or you can wait just a couple of minutes, and that will be our one of our new business item. And once I've explained it, you'll be able to provide commentary.
Thank you.
Okay. Then there are no project consultations. Old business. I merely want to say that we are short one regular member at this time. And so Karen, either you or Pat Muley will have the option of rotating up and becoming a regular member rather
Okay.
than an alternate. If Pat, I think, has got some scheduling issues at the moment. So if you would like to rotate it in as regular member, then we will start that. It's a bit of a wonky process in which you have to resign as an alternate member and come in as and then be instated by the board, by the selectmen as a regular member. So it's like a two-step process, but if
Okay,
you are amenable and the rest of the commission members are amenable to Karen becoming a regular member, then we'll get that process in motion.
all right. Do I send you an email?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Send me an email that with your resignation, which I will then endorse and send on to the selectmen and get that done. And I will then that will, and twinned with that will be a request to appoint you as a regular member.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
The reaching out we were going to do to residents, the plan that we made was a little bit based on the concept that we were going to be not COVID heavy this fall, and that doesn't quite look like it's going to be the case. So that may be a project that we have to, that we're certainly going to slow its implementation and have to reassess on a month-by-month basis to see if we'll be able to do something with residents, or we're going to have to push that off until the spring when conditions are more favorable.
That's fine,
Just seems prudent right now.
Yep,
right?
agree.
Does anybody have any other old business? Nope. All right, new business. Diane brought to my attention the fact that a very large fence has been put up around the property next to just south of the Grange. A nice brand new fence, kind of like one would call it a short stockade fence.
Yeah.
On both north and south side of the property, as well as across the back, highly visible from the road. I had to track that they're under relatively new ownership, and I don't have their contact information other than the name and the address. So the reason that it is not, it's not an active application right now is because of being able to contact them in a timely manner to be able to get them to get an application in. So it's it's 622 Route 169. I said it's south, it's the house south of the Grange. And so I would ask everybody to, in the course of being up on the hill, just to take a drive past it so that you know what it is. And my anticipation is that this is our September commission meeting, that they will come before us with an application.
We should remind the board, Gail, that when they started reciting the house, they did not come before the board, and we had to have them do that. And I would also mention that they blacktopped their driveway without coming before.
So
the
we've got
board.
a few issues that we've got to take up with them. And so that I would expect that it'll be a relatively lengthy public hearing in September. Diane, did you wish to comment?
Not right now, thank you.
Okay. All right. And because I think that we're going to need to be thoughtful about this because it is an extensive fence. It's quite large. So I think it may be prudent, to reach out to the Grange to determine, to get input from them to find out what they know about it. Diane, are you a member of the Grange?
I am a member of the Grange. We have a master or president, and that's Amy Monahan. And she's familiar with the project. And so perhaps she would be the contact person.
Great. Do you have her contact information, or could you, or alternatively, if you could ask her to reach out to me so that, just so I can connect with her and we can start gathering information?
I can give you her telephone number.
Okay, let's see. Could you, let me see if I can do this full screen. You should have a chat feature as part of this Zoom. It should be down along the bottom of your screen. And you have to just hover your cursor over the bottom of the screen, and there'll be a bunch of little icons, and one of them should say, looks like a little thought bubble, and should say chat. If you find it, click on it, and you should be, oh, there it is. Thank you very much. Thank you, Diane. That gives me the number, that way I can start just to gather information
Whose
about.
number is that, Gail's? Gail?
I would, let's see. That's, for the purpose of the minutes, just say Diane shared Amy Monahan's number.
Amy Monahan?
Yep, she's the, is it president of the Grange, or chairperson for the Grange committee?
Okay.
So we'll reach out to the Grange for input as well.
Okay.
Back to exit full screen agenda. All right, that's all I had for new business currently. Does anybody have anything else?
A
I do
question,
not.
Karen. Up the Rusty Relic, the large furniture store
Yep.
on the hill. I thought last year when they were asking for the permission and the hours they'd be open, they weren't going to be open on Mondays and Tuesdays. But I see the sign up saying open all the time on those days. I just wanted a clarification on that.
I do, well, I'd have to go back through through our minutes to see what days they told us, but for us, it's not their hours of operation is not within our purview. That would be the town Planning and Zoning Commission. They're the,
I just had a question because someone else asked me that question too. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to double check. Okay.
yeah, we can't give, what we give, what we approve our applications regarding structures.
Right,
and,
right, okay.
But not that their hours of operation is a planning and zoning
Okay,
piece. of-
okay,
So anybody with questions regarding their hours of operation or anything else regarding the operation of their business need to direct that to planning and zoning.
okay, thanks.
Right. I have noted that we're still waiting for them to come before. I'll make a note, statement that we're still waiting for them to come before us for the 2 gates, the signs, and the ramp and porch. They have not started the construction of the rain garden. And also they've parked a small carriage cart there on the property, and they've also got a truck with their logo on it on the Childs Hill side. Those fall, as well as all the other decorative items that are out kind of fall under our loose umbrella of seasonal, holiday. You know, anybody can put anything on their lawn temporarily. So we should just be mindful of the length of time with which the cart, the truck or other large pieces are there. And if they're going to be there, it looks like beyond their 2-month, kind of a 2-month shoulder season window we are pretty comfortable with, then that's another item that we potentially are going to have to bring up to them. Part of our approval was on one of the specifications was that they not clutter the yard with a lot of items. So we should just be mindful of that added complication. And I had forgotten in terms of public comment, the correspondence, rather, the one thing I had gotten was a note from a neighbor, not a next door neighbor, but a neighbor, speaking about the noise, the music that's being played there. And I explained that that's something that we have jurisdiction over. That's something to take up with the town hall or with planning and zoning.
All right.
Other than that, I have nothing else.
My goodness.
Any comments or questions, anybody?
No, can I have my beer now?
Yeah.
You can.
It's
All
almost time.
Sounds good, Stan.
All right, then. Hearing nothing, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Thank you very much. And if there's any discussion, if not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
7-11.
We are adjourned at 7:11.